everybody. I am John Welsh, and I am the gentleman.
And I'm Alex Stanford, and I'm the scholar. Welcome, everyone.
What's up?
This is our Christmas special, where we have Yuletide, which I have no idea what that is. But it's supposed to be holiday-esque. So we have some friends with us because the holiday season is all about togetherness. And
Merry
so
Christmas,
what we
everyone.
do is we wanted to kind of share a little G&S family togetherness. We have my beautiful wife, Lindsay. We have the lovely Rainey. And then we have this guy, Andre Mouton.
Moutons, croutons.
Moutons, croutons. So,
Or you can get them for $1 by the pound.
so what we're going to do is we're going to smoke a stick. We're going to talk about it. We're going to share some stories. We're going to have some bit of merriment, which also don't know what that is, but it sounds good. And have
Just
some
because
drinks.
you're going to be married
Right?
and gay.
Because there's something about Mary.
That's why he's on that
There's-
side of the table.
I'm all the way over here by
Right?
myself.
So let's begin this little soiree with some sticks. Lovely ladies, can you all maybe pass out some stogies? Let's see what Santa brought us.
What do we get? What do we get?
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom.
We got cigars. Yeah.
I don't know if that means I was a good boy or a bad boy.
Thank you. Oh,
That's
look.
a Montecristo number 2.
This is the special one.
Thank you. All right.
And this is called the Eat Your Heart Out.
Some fellas, I tell you. You
So it's
just can't
not
take
like
them
we're
everywhere.
smoking Snickle Fritz. I mean, these are actually great cigars.
I've also never seen a Snickle Fritz.
Dude, you know
I'm just-
do you know what Snickle Fritz is?
I have no idea what Snickle
Okay,
Fritz
so
is.
if you get like the best weed ever, that's like your weed, and then the kind of shake at the bottom of the crappy stuff, that's Snickle Fritz.
That is Snickle Fritz.
Is that a Delaware thing?
No, that's an everywhere thing.
I've never.
Chris, let's get the Snickle Fritz.
We actually span the country
Yes.
at the table. Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
Yeah, and I've been to just about every state.
Let me guess.
Thanks a lot.
How do you serve the Snickle Fritz? Is it with your silver
You
spoon?
go like, here, man, take your
You
fucking
do
darn
that?
bag of Snickle Fritz. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's always like the bunk stuff, the stuff that everyone wants to just get rid of. You're just like, it's Snickle Fritz. Like,
We
just
keep
give
talking. We're going to start attracting the wrong viewers.
No, you're not the wrong viewers. Everyone is welcome. Remember your congregation?
Exactly. And like any good cigar meetup, everybody brings their own little
Yes.
taste.
Always.
And you talk about them. And so I want everybody to go and describe what you're smoking and why you've chosen it. And then we'll do our pre-light inspection. So start over there, gentleman John.
Well, I actually brought a Maduro, but then I was blessed with this one, and I do not have my glasses on to read exactly and tell you what the label is all about. But yeah, why don't you do it? I'll throw it back to you since we're smoking the same thing.
All right, fair point. We're smoking the same thing. We're smoking
But you don't have your glasses on either, so how are you gonna?
I'm nearsighted, so I'm fine.
Okay.
But I'm smoking
I'm not.
Montecristo number 2 Torpedo, and it has a lovely sheen on it, which tells you it's old. It's been around a while. It's like gray hair, plume, and oilness. It's got immaculate wrapping. It's got an exquisite foot because it's a Montecristo number 2, and
It's like
they
literally
don't.
going to the zoo
They
and
don't do
smelling
X-Outs.
everything.
And the smell,
So appetizing.
the smell of it, the taste of it. Oh my God!
It's a smoking a pancake.
You didn't even pick up my gold member reference last episode.
But I will put it in there this time.
I love gold.
Okay. Well, at least there's that. All right, Lindsay, why don't you tell us what you're smoking?
I'm smoking a Deadwood Tobacco Company Leather Rose, and it is sugar tipped and flavored, so I like it for this time of year.
And why did you make that selection for
Because it was spicy. I don't know.
spicy? I know you like it spicy.
Fits
Yeah, I could have waited.
it fits my attitude. It's spicy.
Okay, all right. And what else do we have on this side of the table, Mr. Mouton?
Well, this is the Romeo and Juliet. It is the Grand Churchill. It's the exact cigar that is in the 100-count humidor that was featured last year at the Habanos Festival in Cuba.
Point of order. Hold that thing up. Look at this.
Mine's much bigger.
Look at the size disparity.
And you have a benchmark. You know,
And I just
so-
want to say he also drives a big truck. Draw your own conclusions.
I don't think so.
He's like, no, I'll pull it out right now. That's why we have the ladies here.
We have enough sticks on the table, sir.
So just for that, John will not get it.
I was just playing.
All right, let's cut these puppies.
Anyway, so listen, this might be a holiday, but we still need to see you guys down in the comments. And also, if this is the only one you've been watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification
Indeed.
right there.
Very much.
Yes. That way, anytime we're on, you'll see. You know what I mean? And we're going to feature a new picture in the front. I think that's going to be our thing.
That's going to be our thing. We got a thing. We did a thing.
Yeah, we did a thing. Now we like
It's a
the
thing.
thing.
No big whoop.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to do.
The dry pool is.
Oh.
The first word that came to my mind was sensual.
Sensual.
A sensual dry pool.
Well, what in the F? What am I doing?
Is
That's how much you look when you like.
Would also like one of those sensual.
that fire just
Can I
jumped
get
off of
that
it.
cutter? The other cutter?
Careful.
No, that
Oh,
one.
different.
Yeah, thank you.
Here you go.
I'm not gonna
This one,
lie,
that's,
friends. I'm
from the
really
Habanos
excited.
Corporation.
We have these
I would've
from,
said the other word,
from
but-
Bailey's and
Don't
That's,
drink.
John, that's from Cuba. That's my gift to you for right now.
okay.
If you continue to behave, you can only move up from there. 'Cause that's like the cheapest thing that I have.
I will behave. I'm gonna behave.
Oh man.
I'm a
First
behavior.
notes, cocoa powder.
I love that cigar. It's a beautiful morning cigar.
Very, very light, yet complex. You know how we were talking last time about complexity and having different notes? This is Rimsky-Korsakov,
Symphony.
Scheherazade, my friend. This is a symphony. There is
This is the symphony.
Especially lung cancer.
exactly. Wow. Wow. We were supposed to have an actual episode where we introduced habanos and did a proper write-up. This was not to be that show. This was a last-minute spontaneous idea, just because we don't really need much of an excuse to get together and drink whiskey and smoke cigars. Actually, you can just put a camera every night in my house, in my patio, and there would be an episode.
We can
of
call it the front door
GNS,
sessions.
right?
Because that's exactly where we always are.
Indeed.
So, again, I need to do mine.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It's
we can open the door to let the smoke out.
Just crack it at least 3 or 4.
It's gonna look like a cloud in here soon.
Yeah, we're gonna hold it high in a minute.
We're all about that.
Not as high as
Actually,
these
probably
guys, but we're
below.
gonna get there.
Wow.
All right.
After you talk to work good.
So, tell us, Mr. Mouton, what are you picking up on your Grand Churchill?
The thrill of life.
The thrill of life.
It honestly doesn't get any better than this cigar, in my opinion, in the entire world. I've been going to Cuba, as you know, for a very long time, and I've brought back many special habanos. I've got about probably close to 65 different types of Cuban cigars, but there's nothing that compares to this. It's very, very special. One day, you might even get one.
Can dream a little dream.
When you let me take the Audi for about a month, you can drive my truck. I'm thinking that's a fair trade at least, right?
Nice.
I'm gonna need to come in and use that on the weekends.
Okay, you and I can negotiate. But yeah, this is just a sweet, delicious, it's hard for me to describe. I might let you have a puff in a little bit.
So, let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
So, out of your entirety of smoking cigars since you were a young buck, how many of those have you had?
Probably a couple hundred. I've had them for 4 years, so.
So, having them for 4 years, where would you rate them among all the other cigars you've ever had?
Well, as a member of the VIP Club Habanos, I have access to the whole thing, to the entire collection. And the one thing about Cuban cigars is there is a slight difference in each and every one of them, although they're all alike. meaning that it just takes you to a whole different dimension when you smoke a Cuban cigar for multiple reasons. And it's not just the fact that it's the elusive cigar that you can't get your hands on, right? It's the work that goes into them. So there's over 500 steps that go into these cigars. With that, I have a fond appreciation because of the craftsmanship, the growing. Then when you finally get to let it rest for a couple of years and smoke it, then you can fully appreciate the dynamics that goes into it all. So I don't know how to even answer that question because I've never had a bad one. And I've gone online and I've seen people that are like, I've had bad ones and I've had good ones. But if they come from Cuba, I've never had a bad one. Problem is, majority of them, as you guys probably know, don't come from Cuba, they're counterfeit. That's about 90-95% of those are. So when you have something that's authentic and amazing, I mean, what else is there in the cigar world to be able to have the best coming out of Cuba?
So tell us, since...
And actually, can we do a favor? Can we push that more towards him next time he answers? Because I know our audience definitely wants to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. But since you have a lot more experience in the whole industry, the experience, the culture, what I want to know, I've spent a lot of time with you the last couple of weeks and experiencing cigar culture that way. But what did you think cigar culture was before you started smoking cigars, and how did that change?
Do you mean the Cuban portion of
The
it,
whole
or
thing,
just in general?
in general.
Well, I've been smoking cigars for, I'm going to tell this little lady how old I am, for about 150 years now.
His name's Edward Collins.
Probably for 30 years, about as long as you've been alive. And there are some really good cigars. You know, I was a Macanudo guy and an A Fuente guy, and but this was 25 years ago. Probably the last time I really smoked a lot was when I had my restaurant, and that was in 2001. So we sold cigars. So a lot of people would sit out there and we'd smoke, but never Cubans, right? And then I moved to Florida, and I bought a box of fake cigars, not knowing. I didn't even know they faked Cuban cigars until I bought them in my neighborhood. A Cuban guy says, that's fake. So at the time, Barack Obama had just lowered the travel restrictions to Cuba, and I figured, what the heck, I'll get on a plane, fly into Havana, and check it out. I'm going to go to the factories, I'm going to go to the farms, and that's what I did, and I just fell absolutely, completely in love with it. So, I mean, anyone, if you can, and now you can travel to Cuba as of about a week or two ago, you should do so and experience that while you can.
Well, I know that
First chance we get.
First chance we get.
Leaving
GNS.
on the jet plane.
Going to
we're out
Havana.
that way. That is us the next time we get.
Yeah, it's really special. And it's not just the habanos. Their coffee, I mean, it's like $15 a pound for coffee there. Who would have thunk, right?
Yeah.
Coffee, but it's really amazing. And the rum, some of their rum bottles are $5,000-$10,000 for a bottle of rum.
That's crazy.
In Cuba.
Yeah.
So you can imagine just the artwork, that's how I describe it, that goes into the creation of these products that are sold all over the world and cherished by few and desired by so many.
When he sent me some videos of the Habanos Festival, I had no idea what I was going to see. You know, I was thinking like, okay, we have festival here, which is big, but this was like if the fictional world of James Bond villains had a convention, it would look like the people at the Habanos Festival. These are the highest of high rollers.
People
And it's
massaging
like
their kitty.
they spare no expense. The merchandise over there, the service, the classes you take, I was blown away, and that's why I want to go there so badly, because what he's shown me, that really is the top of the mountain. If you're into everything cigar,
this is our Comic-Con. Like, this is where we get to geek out.
Yes.
So yeah, get it.
Exactly.
It is. It's. If you don't mind me interjecting, it's amazing. I was there for the humidor auctions, and they had an Oriental guy there, just waiting for everyone else to bid, and then he's like, "No, add another $1 million to that." And everyone in the room's like, "Okay then." And he did it last year too. So this guy's real. I'm not going to mention who he is, but obviously you can search it online. Some of these humidors, I think one of them, I think they took in about $5.6 million, and the majority of that money came from him to support the Cuban healthcare system. So it's more than just flaunting your money. It goes to a really great cause.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And then he ends up with these, just research it. Go on YouTube if you guys want. There are videos that show these gorgeous, best-made craftsman type. They're impeccable. The craftsmanship is just perfect.
The concept of the design of these things, you're like, wow.
Oh yeah, they're off the chart.
Yeah. How did you think of that design? And then they pull it out. It's like a transformer that shoots out habanos. It's just freaking awesome.
The top craftsman in the world. So you can imagine, I couldn't build it, and I've got a construction background, but I couldn't. It's just that good.
Well, there's no reason to really tell our stories. We've already told them and hashed them out, but we haven't heard from everybody. So, Lindsay, tell us what it's been like getting into cigar culture. We've known each other for a hot little minute. And I've smoked cigars ever since you've known me. And
yeah, not these cigars though.
But not like
when
this.
When I first met you smoked shitty cigars.
Ouch!
She's like, oh, we saw you in those Swisher Sweets.
Was it Snickle Fritz?
It was definitely some Snickle Fritz.
Snickle Fritz with cigars. It wasn't like Swisher level.
You just
don't.
Well,
thank you for at least giving me that much credit.
Wow. Out there. He at least has that much taste. That's fine. But he didn't smoke them with any regularity. He would smoke them at special occasions and whatever with family, but that was kind of it. And it wasn't until this year really that you started smoking with any sort of regularity. And you asked me to smoke with you a lot, but I really didn't want to. And then I found out that Abby, my good friend, she also smokes. And I told her how I saw her at a party smoking, and I was just like, I just want to be you. You just look like so hot. She just had like a bourbon and a cigar, and I was like, dang, sis. And ever since then, I've been smoking. So.
And look at you now.
And look at me now.
So what has it been like becoming a member of the community? Because we've done a lot in the last 6 months.
Right? It is very welcoming, extremely welcoming. I haven't met anybody that has been just except for him, but.
I knew that was coming.
It's well earned. It is.
C'est la vie.
But nobody has been. There's, novice. There's people that have only been smoking for a little bit, and then there's people that have been smoking for, 40 years, and everyone is cool and inviting, and I don't know if I dig it.
Well, I want to ask you something specific, because it's not every day that you get a chance to have a woman on your show, let alone a smoking hot one. You can get some unique perspective. The cigar culture is traditionally perceived as entirely masculine. It's a space dominated by men, and if you listen to the way men talk, I just heard a report there were two fellas in Ripper Ranch yesterday smoking cigars, and they were very piggish. That's what preliminary. Nothing confirmed, of course, but that's the rumors. But despite that fact, what has it been like as an attractive woman entering into the space, as far as how you've been received? If you get what I'm asking you.
I've had a lot of dick pics in my DMs. Just gonna say.
A lot of dick pics.
A lot of dick pics in my DMs. Honestly, and it's all from.
Did she just say that?
I did.
You know who you are.
I'm not one of you.
They print them out. Just letting you know.
We do. We print
them out, pass them around. Okay.
We do, and we rate them.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say none of them have made it very well.
So Andre,
your
picture's been around.
Once they hit 52, they made a deck of cards out of the dick pics and play games with them.
Everybody, you're supposed to superimpose that thing.
Yeah. So
He's the one doing this.
Ignore this guy.
I guess to get back to your question, it's been
You say the word dick and all the guys lose
right?
it.
It's been a lot of that. Mostly respectful though. Mostly it's just been in these large groups, national, worldwide groups where people get a little forward with their.
Are you referring to the Facebook
with their
groups?
sticks? Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would never participate in anything to do with Facebook, but that's just me.
Too good for social media.
I wouldn't say it's too good for social media. I just think it's
No, Andre is too good for social media.
Too smart.
No, I think maybe it's like cigars. They're not for everybody. Some cigars aren't for some people, and some people love different kinds of cigars, and they don't like. Or some people like to smoke cigarettes, and some people like cigars.
All right, John, we're doing our fans a disservice. We need to give them some notes
Yes,
from this. Because
let's definitely do
listen,
I hate to take
I see a lot of people posting pictures of their habanos, and I study them. It's a lot of fakes out there. You got to do your diligence. So when you get a chance to actually put something legit like this and smoke it, you want to take good notes. So we're nearing the end of our first third.
Yep.
And this is the image that comes every time we do a review. I never curate my reviews. It's always off the cuff.
Yeah.
Whatever comes to my mind, I just tell you,
Go.
and then that's it. Pirouette, Pepperidge Farm, like I was lighting the end of it and smoking it.
Yes.
That's what it did. Pepperidge Farm.
You
It
went to
is.
Pepperidge Farm.
It is so like chocolatey cocoa
It's-
dessert.
Exactly. Like
It's
Oh
like-
my god!
This
Like
is
a
a
nutty
symphony.
rolled
This
wafer cookie.
no, but like
With a hint of forest.
if
I think
you
she's
watch
mocking my
if you
disability,
watch the
John.
last show, you understand
And a
that
tiny, tiny bit
we
of your
love
covered
things
saddle.
that are the symphony, that are layered, that have this taste. I mean, how can you go from this? And I'm not saying
It really. That's the thing. If you would.
if you have a $7-8 stick and
Okay.
you come into this, you're like,
All right. So here's the way to explain this to the audience. If you
Just
have
like
a
the
dog.
lottery if you went like that.
and you want to get him fixed, a lot of owners feel bad, so they try to arrange for that dog to get laid before they take his balls away. And the thing is that that's worse for the dog
content.
because the dog now it knows what it's missing.
yes.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
This is getting laid before you get your balls cut off.
Yeah,
because
it's like,
if you don't get this
we got
again,
one more
This is
rebel
the
in
Christmas
you.
special, everybody.
This is we're taking you to Amsterdam to the red light and the blue light district, and you're getting them all.
and then you go home and you maybe never get this again.
Yeah, you're never gonna.
You
get
gotta
this
come home
again.
to Snickle Fritz.
Go back to you. Like,
Factory
"Oh,
seconds.
why do I feel so different?
So my point is that if you do make the investment to get one of these, you've just indentured yourself for the rest of your life because there's no going back. I smoke other cigars, fine cigars, and they just don't have the complexity.
Yeah, this from the dry pull to the even the first third, you're like, I'm in a whole nother world. You know? So I mean, how do you compare to that?
And in a later episode, I'll teach you how to smoke one, but I'm having too good of a time right now. I can't.
Yeah.
Can't just figure it out.
I'm definitely trying to keep it at my 90 seconds, and then you take it.
It's so difficult.
Yeah, it is.
About 45
Yeah.
seconds. So
You can tell by watching the
I go
smoke.
90,
the closer you get to the end,
then
you
you
want to take
speed
a
up
little
the
more
time.
time,
Yeah.
lighter puffs, because you're going to end up trapping the gases, and the combustion of Cuban tobacco is higher than any other
Yeah.
tobacco out there. So you want to just slow play it. Look, it's a very rare thing, but it's like us opening, say, a $1,000 bottle of wine or whiskey or anything like that. Would you chug it? You know, so pace yourself and enjoy and relish the moment while you can.
Could you imagine if this was your daily smoker? Like this is what you smoked through the day. Look at me.
He's got to pick a cigar that long because it's the only way he can see it over his nose.
I'm only entrusted with the keys to the safe there, buddy.
I mean,
Well, we haven't heard from Rainey yet. I know you don't smoke cigars, but you've been ingesting a lot of it secondhand. So you're
So you're gonna think you have the coronavirus tomorrow, but you really don't. Just saying.
But so what I want to know is if this is the first time you've really been immersed around cigar smokers, what has it been like?
Honestly, hanging out with you all and you smoking, it's not really like anything I've ever been around before. It's not like strong and heavy or make my sinuses want to flare up.
So it's not as, I guess, an abrasive an atmosphere as you expected it to be with how the smoke was?
Absolutely, I like it.
That's an interesting, I hadn't thought about it like that.
yeah, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But it's like if you walk into a person who is a smoker, like they smoke inside their house or whatever, you immediately go like, that person smokes, like they smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
When you walk into our studio or wherever, after you get done smoking, people are like, what was that? Especially if it's a good cigar and it has a lot of flavor notes. You're gonna walk in and be like, what did you guys
It
just
doesn't make
So ladies,
Yeah,
I'm going to direct this to both of you. I'm pretty sure there was a time in your lives where if you were like shooting pool and the adjacent table featured a guy smoking a cigar, generally I imagine I was like, ugh, gross, how stinky, you know. But has that changed? Have you noticed different cigars have a totally different type of aroma, and so there is a distinction?
I have, kind of taste like it smells kind of thing,
Mhm.
I mean, I've tasted some and it doesn't taste like what I would recall a cigar smelling like before, I guess, smelling fancy cigars.
Yeah, you might be
Straight from-
walking off there and sick.
What?
You're
Oh,
like,
I'm trying to hold it
He's
up
like
right.
this.
I don't want it to fall because once it falls, it doesn't stay
Yeah,
lit the same way.
it's not the same.
So it's like this is as good as it's gonna get.
Well,
So it's just-
at the Habanos Festival in Cuba, they have a competition called the longest dash.
Yes.
And a woman won it last year. And she burned that baby all the way down to about an inch. Yeah.
Nothing.
And she was hitting it. And I'm like, oh God, please don't let that ash fall in there. Because she's a beautiful woman too. Onto her face.
If in her eyes. Oof.
You know?
Oof.
Just say it. It didn't. No.
Did she
No, I mean,
secretly
it
stick
did first.
metal?
But I have others on the list.
Do you know the way to make a cigar smell, even a good cigar, smell really bad? You never heard this? Have you heard this, Andre?
How to make a good cigar smell bad?
Yeah. All you have to do is take like a needle or a pin while the cigar is lit, and then just puncture the top. Create a hole there in the ash. If you smoke it, it stinks. Because it's a stinky ash hole.
Oh my god. That was such a long setup for such a shitty joke, honestly. Sorry.
That was the worst joke I've ever told.
This is actually a guy who was a stand-up comedian for years.
Our audience
Keyword
knows.
like.
I had to punish my
In
audience
the
sometimes.
future, we're going to have our lawyer sue this lawyer so we know what he's going to say during the show.
Well, actually, if you watched the last show, in the last episode, I had the cutaway that was for laughing. It's always Lindsay now.
Yeah.
So now I have
Yeah.
a Lindsay cutaway
Yeah.
laughing. So
Yeah.
whenever you tell a
I
dad
was getting
joke.
ready today. Yeah. I was like drying my hair and I'm like, is that me?
Yeah.
Actually, now I'm laughing.
Is that-
But I'm not supposed to play you guys.
So you are now our
It's
official
terrible,
cutaway
but that's why
laughter
it's good.
when he tells a bad joke. Or a good joke.
I don't know if I should be. Should I be like? Should I be?
I think it's pretty cool. So
I was
we
like-
I thought it was
blessed-
cool too.
Yeah, she's our now
I
laugh
was
track.
like, is he making fun of me?
No, you're our laugh track. Because when he
Oh,
tells
great.
jokes,
Can't wait.
boom.
Now we just need to get another clip of her.
Snorting.
No, oh yes, chorting, and one like telling me to shut up
Okay.
when I tell a really horrible joke,
I got it.
because those just come and I can't help it.
Oh my goodness.
It's
We
part of
could
the
probably
package.
put a lot of those, like several different we could do accents. It'd be great.
So you haven't told us where you are in your stove. You're in your. Can I even call them a stove? Is that like
No,
sacrilege?
you can't call it a stove. They're Habanos and only Habanos.
That's
Oof.
right. They allow for no pronouns.
Can we shorten it? I'm a word shortener.
No.
Ouch.
What about hops?
I'm like,
Either play the game or leave.
How's that? Because you're coming off your first third.
yeah. So,
So
in the
how are the
second,
flavors?
third, the the sugar tip kind of melts away a little bit,
The
and it's not
radiation
as
poison protection.
and so then it just
Yes,
kind of stays
yes.
a little
Mr.
bit
Moutal
spicy
left
and
his
then
left his aluminum cap in the other room.
this time of year.
It's not just the cap, it's the whole body.
Well, you got to protect the nods.
So-
This thing is just incredible.
They're just like
You
in
wanna try it?
their own.
That's
Okay, while you're
$20
trying
a
that, I asked Lindsay about like where she's at with hers. Because one of the first cigars I've ever had was an acid,
Oof.
and it was
Was it like
was
Cuba
I know
Cuba?
you're
Yeah.
overeating my
Everyone's
cigar.
like, oh my god, I smoked the Holy Rose. cigars, and I'm like, well, what was that? And we're like, acid Cuba Cuba, and I was like,
And I'm like,
but
like,
otherwise
now,
I say that as I'm smoking a flavored cigar, so.
but I mean, I'm not a big fan of the sweet
I don't
cigars.
smoke them often. It is very much like, for me, I love them as like a pre-bed thing, like an after dinner, like a desserty cigar, because they're a little bit sweet. I don't know.
Miss.
That's how we party.
Okay, sorry, go back. I just had to ask her.
Okay. What's the question on the table?
Well, it was about sweet cigars, and do they fulfill the sweetness all the way through, or do they stop, or is it a touch and go type thing?
I think a flavored cigar is it's going to be all the way.
Well, when I had mine, I literally
it
made like this
does.
much into it. I was like,
So it does. It maintains a bit of the flavor, but the sugar tip kind of goes away.
Just
at
the
least-
tip.
Just the tip sort of
The
goes
tip.
away.
Just
So then
the
it's just
tip.
spicy.
This is a very
Still,
good
and it's
representation
just a little-
of what it's like when we hang out all the time.
I just sit here and bust balls. That's all I do.
We
It's my favorite
That's,
thing.
she has truly become a ball.
Big
a
fan.
lot of ball busting, but
Okay.
it's fun.
You hit it really well early in our relationship.
Woo, like right out the gate.
Till last night, she's like, no.
down goes Frazier.
Whoa! There it goes.
Oof.
There it goes.
You did good though.
I
flicked mine a minute ago, so I'm like,
I can't do that.
I get yelled at
Can't-
when I flick mine, so I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I'm
Who yells
normally the
at
guy
you?
that yells, but it's time and a place everything.
The boy needs his manners. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
So it's what we have to do. Oh man, this is that sweet spot of a habano, right in that middle. Everything, all those flavors, all those notes are playing in synchrony. Oh my goodness. So final thoughts, good sir?
I would say this is super.
Uh-oh.
I did that.
He's like,
I did that on purpose.
that was a collective super. So however you spend your Christmas, drop us a line in the comments. Tell us what you're doing. And hopefully on Christmas Day, if you happen to be like somebody who once got left all alone by his family on Christmas and ended up going to Best Buy with his neighbor because they felt sorry for him. This guy. Talking about this guy. If you find yourself in that...
original Home Alone.
Oh, what?
Literally, it was like Jesus.
So
less
Just think of all the family
of
arguing you didn't have to hear that day.
well, I mean, I was really excited about it till like the solitude hit me, and I was just
Which actually brings up a story that I was going to share today. But since we're doing the final thoughts, I guess I won't share it. I'll leave it for the next show.
there you go. Yeah, leave it for the next show. So if you are, not doing what you want to do on Christmas Day, that's what this show is for.
Yep.
Put it on and light one up
Go
and
get
just
a really super expensive cigar.
Merry Christmas to yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Super expensive cigar.
If it's okay, I'd like to say something to your audience, is that 2020 was an awful year for many, many people. And I'm very fortunate and blessed to be in a room with such wonderful people and you viewers. And I'm going to take the liberty, if I may, to let you guys know that I would like, starting early in the next year, to feature specific habanos from Cuba, smoke them, talk about them, and educate your audience. I find that a lot of people are not quite where they need to be because they haven't had the opportunity to actually go there and experience it. So if you guys would like to do that, let me know, and I'll contact the person who heads up the VIP club and share that with the
this
group.
is where you
gonna
cut the
speak
Night at the
up there.
Roxbury.
Oh my God! I
No.
swear to God! I swear
Yes.
to God! It was already in my head. I was gonna say it, and then I was like,
But
no.
only
Alex
if we
already
have
thinking this. I
Cuban
guarantee
rum on
it.
the
And then you
table
said,
while we smoke.
I swear to God, you were the same person.
We're like the same dude connected at the head.
Head.
Oh God.
Wrong head.
All right. I'm
He's
sorry.
talking.
I'm gonna
He's
start my own
talking.
show.
But did you hear that, guys? That is major news. That means
Dude, that's
that you are
huge.
going to start getting access to some of the most elite and rare cigars on planet Earth on this show.
Yes, the VIP club has more than likely the largest collection of habanos within the continental United States.
We told you guys that we had attracted some attentions.
Yes, we did.
And this is how it is playing out faster than we thought. But
Also, I was told by somebody not sitting at this table of a future event that's coming up, and I'm going to kind of leak a little bit of it. So, in the next 2 to 3 episodes, be on the lookout. I'm trying to fine tune the details. But once we get to a certain amount of subscribers, we're going to start giving away boxes of cigars.
And because we're bringing in the women here, what I want to do, spur moment thought, if you would like to have a clip featured on our show, and you are of the lady variety, send us a clip of saying you're watching Gentleman and a Scholar, and we might feature you on an episode.
Oh, we'll definitely feature one episode.
Call to action. Show
There
that
you
this
go.
isn't just for men. This is for everybody. And
Yeah,
we all
exactly.
we welcome everybody to the culture, and we couldn't be happier to have, because as fun as it is hanging out with your boys, drinking whiskey and smoking sticks, it's even more fun when you have beautiful women with you busting your balls at every time.
I appreciate that you enjoyed it.
Unless John's been exposed to his sexuality, because there's no woman with him. I'm just throwing it back at you when you did the show, bro.
I have women
He's
who've
the
seen
one
the
wearing the little helmet.
picture.
Just
I
saying.
normally put pictures right here of the things I do. Jeez.
Someone's got to give you a different.
No, I love it.
Don't
I
decide
know.
to say hard
I
stuff,
welcome
right?
the
Still take
banter.
that one with it.
But
Difficult
you
stuff.
raised a good point, Andre. 2020 has been a terrible year for many, many people. Lots of families broken up, lots of livelihoods lost, and dreams dashed. And let us, make one point to stress to the audience that no matter how bad it's going, when you're taking that time to hang out with people you care about and smoke a cigar, everything goes away. For that brief moment, everything's great in the world. Why? Because you're smoking an amazing cigar. And you're enjoying the taste that, out of all of history, how many people, what percentage of the population would get to taste these tastes and experience these lush riches? Almost none of them. So right away, we're in the elite of all of humanity's population through history. And that's something to light a cigar over.
Yeah.
So here's to 2021. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas. Put some smoke in the air.